City Smokeout took over the United Center last weekend, with many headlining country acts and barbecue vendors. This year's festival featured two major events, a BBQ brunch and what the festival dubs as the biggest happy hour of the summer. Headlining acts include Carrie Underwood, Cody Johnson, Thomas Ray, and Parker McCullum. The event began last Thursday on July 11th and lasted until the 14th. The festival added a Texas-based festival called the Lone Star Smokeout in 2025. Disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein finds himself back in court as prosecutors are investigating new sexual assault allegations. Assistant ADA Nicole Blumberg said prosecutors are looking into a quote-unquote violent matter that happened in Manhattan. She notes that the matter is believed to be within the statute of limitations. According to Blumberg, prosecutors may issue a new indictment against Weinstein after the first conviction was overturned. The mogul's attorney, Arthur Adela, pushed back against the potential new indictment. He indicates that it may be a delay tactic. During last week's hearing, Adela speaks about Weinstein's declining health and subpar conditions behind bars. Due to these issues, Adela pushes for a speedy trial that will begin in September. Weinstein attended last week's hearing, as did Jessica Mann, who was one of the victims to bring claims against the mogul in the original trial. In April, the New York Court of Appeals overturned Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction. The court ruled that the judge was prejudiced against Weinstein and allowed women to testify about allegations that were not part of the case. All parties are due back in court today. Judge Earl Glanville was recused from the YSL trial on Monday. This comes after Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele and a fellow co-defendant filed motions against the judge. The motions relate to a private meeting between the prosecution, a witness, and Glanville. Steele later found out about the meeting and condemned it for not having the defense present. Glanville questioned Steele on how he found out about the meeting. Glanville later charged Steele with contempt for not giving up his source and sentenced him to 20 days behind bars. Georgia Supreme Court cleared the charge and Steele never served the sentence. Superior Court Judge Rachel Krause granted the motion, citing Glanville's behavior following the meeting as the main factor for doing so. Krause said, quote, "While it may be appropriate for the judge to disclose information relevant to the potential recusal, such a disclosure must be made in a way that is as objective, dispassionate, and non-argumentative as possible, so that the judge is not reasonably perceived as a hostile witness or advocate," end quote. Following Judge Krause's decision, a new judge named Shakira Ingram was appointed to the trial. She later recused herself after only 2 days. Ingram cited impartiality issues relating to another YSL defendant named Christian Eppinger. His case was severed from the rest of the YSL defendants last year due to allegations of a deputy sneaking contraband to him in jail. Ingram said in her motion that if the deputy in question were to be called to the stand, her impartiality could be questioned. She said, quote, "This may undermine the public's confidence in the impartiality of the proceedings," end quote. On Wednesday, Fulton County Superior Judge Paige Reese Whitaker was announced to take over the trial. The case deals with rapper Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Lamar Williams, and his alleged involvement with the Young Slime Life gang in Atlanta. Williams was one of 27 people charged in the case, many of which accepted plea deals, notably including Gunna and Williams' older brother. The high-profile case has dragged on for about 18 months, with Williams staying behind bars since May 2022. Keeping up with the legal trend, Alec Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter trial in relation to the fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins began last week, though it ended fairly quickly as Judge Mary Marlowe Summer dismissed the case last Friday. During the first day of the trial, Baldwin's attorney Alex Spiro conceded that the actor could have possibly pulled the trigger that fatally shot Hutchins. This contradicts Baldwin's ongoing proclaims of innocence. Various witnesses took to the stand, one being Special Prosecutor Carrie Marissi. During her testimony, she announced that a fellow Special Prosecutor, Erlinda Ocampo Johnson, resigned. She explained that Johnson, quote, "didn't agree with the decision to have a public hearing," end quote. Judge Summer later sided with the defense, who argued that the prosecutors hid evidence relating to ammunition. Baldwin could be seen sobbing and putting his face in his hands when Judge Sommer announced the dismissal. The actor was charged with involuntary manslaughter and faced up to 18 months in jail. Summer House star Danielle Olivera announces her departure from the hit Bravo show. In a statement posted to Instagram, Olivera notes the decision didn't come without, quote, a tremendous amount of thought, end quote. Olivera won't return as a full-time cast member for the show's 9th season. The entrepreneur first appeared on the show during its 2nd season and has been a full-time cast member ever since. In the statement, Olivera said, quote, if I can't put 100% of myself into filming, genuinely and authentically, it really doesn't feel right doing it in a full capacity, end quote. During her 7th-season run, Olivera transitioned from her career in tech to creating and launching her own app named Dawn. The app serves as a quote-unquote digital wardrobe, and users can send outfits and lookbooks to friends, as well as receive styling recommendations. Users could also hire professional help. Speaking of Summer House, longtime cast member Lindsay Hubbard announced her pregnancy during the 4th of July weekend. Hubbard is expecting her bundle of joy during the upcoming holiday season. As she navigates the summer with her pregnancy, her boyfriend's identity remains a secret. She teased a new relationship during her April 25th appearance on Watch What Happens Live. Her now boyfriend was her date to a wedding in Portugal, one that her now ex-fiancé Carl Radke also attended. Hubbard's current boyfriend prefers to keep out of the public eye and works in biotech investing. The new season of Summer House will feature most of the current cast minus Danielle Olivera. There will be new faces, though their identities have yet to be confirmed. Page 6 reports said a brawl broke out during Richie Akiva's 4th of July party in the Hamptons. Akiva serves as the owner of many famous nightclubs, including One Oak. According to sources, a woman had attacked the door girl after attempting to enter the party. A source said, quote, the crowd rushed the door to get in. This girl went after the girl with the clipboard and hit her. She jumped her and the clipboard girl pushed her off to protect herself in self-defense, end quote. Cops later arrived to the scene to arrest the girl, and they were there for some time as they figured out what happened. Rapper A$AP Ferg performed at the party, and Leonardo DiCaprio was later seen helping a drunken party guest. Other notable guests include Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, NBA star James Harden, Kris Jenner's long-term boyfriend Corey Gamble, and Sports Illustrated model Brooks Nader. Deadline reports that plans for a television and film studio in the middle of London has been revealed. The studio will be situated in Kentish Town within the London borough of Camden and will include sound stages, workspaces, and a national film and television school campus. Dubbed the Camden Film Quarter, it will be a neighborhood with amenities, housing, and public spaces centered around television and film. The development is led by U Capital, which is the real estate firm behind the redevelopment of London's Olympia and the Savile Theatre in central London. U Capital began buying land for Camden Quarter in 2023, as well as consulting local residents throughout its process. According to Deadline, the aspiration is 8 to 12 sound stages. More detailed plans are expected by the end of the year.